called Baby Chicks and Eggshells. I've only made one, but the picture shows a whole dozen in different colors, and it'd be so cute. I was inspired to do this by Erin, Gimme Yard 418. Thank God it's finished. TGIF Ravelry group is having a challenge to make some sort of toy. And I'm not the best at amigurumi, so I decided to go really small. But he's cute, isn't he? Hey everybody, it's me Margaret, back for another Cast Off Monday on time. I want you to note, I tried to get Thomas to be in it with me and add a little interest, but he's not in the mood today. So you're stuck with just me. So I am here to report that I tried, upon the suggestion of several people that watch my videos, I've tried the Jeny's, and it's Jeny, just one N. Jeny's Surprisingly Stretchy Bind Off to put on the bottom of my Addy hat, and it's perfect. It did the trick. So I was really pleased for that discovery. It's not too hard. It was a little challenging for me at first, but it's okay. I got it. So I'm real proud of myself for that. Now last week I talked about this hat, or sometime I talked about this hat that I had done in the Red Heart with Love, and I wasn't pleased with how it was coming out. And one of my subscribers made the suggestion that washing it could very well help with tension problems. And you know, I'm going to wash everything anyway, because when I give something to charity, that's just what I do. And I thought, you know, she might be onto something. So take a look at these before shots. Here's the hat that I did that I didn't like the tension on it. I used Red Heart with Love, and I was blaming the yarn. And yes, I am a new knitter, so I do have tension issues. There's no question about that, but I still felt like the yarn played a part. Then I used the same hat pattern, and I used the I Love This yarn from Hobby Lobby. And, well, obviously I didn't do the fold down brim, but it is the same pattern. And I think it came out better. And here they are after. And I'm going to have to say that it did improve it greatly. So I want to thank you for that. Her name is very difficult to say, and it's just her username. I don't know her real name, so if you want to let me know what your real name is, that would be icing on the cake. But it came out a lot better, with the exception of this. It has nothing to do with the washing of the process. This was just how the yarn came out of the skein, so I need to trim that up. But this hat pattern, Monica Melon B had said, do you have it inside out? Which was a very valid question, because there are more pearls than there are knits in this. But I don't have it inside out. Here's the inside out, and you can see the difference. But I specifically chose this pattern because I am a weird person. Most people prefer to knit and don't like to purl. And I really like to purl, and I think that I do it better. And if you can see on my hat here, well, there's a mistake, clear mistake here, but if you want to see, I am a better purler. This is the knit side of my pearls. And I don't know why that is, but I specifically chose this pattern because it had more pearls. And Monica, I think a lot of people agree with you that they think the pearl side is the lesser attractive. I like it. I just think it's a really neat, tiny little stitch. But anyway, that's this one. Now, I conducted a scientific experiment, or so I thought. Turned out my controls were wrong. And I used the same hat pattern without the fold up. And I love this yarn. Because remember, my theory before was your better quality yarn might give you a different result. And I did. I did a better job on this for sure. And this one's been washed too. Now, I did mess up though. My controls were messed up. I thought I was using the exact same needles, but I didn't. I accidentally grabbed the ones that were a half size smaller, the 5mm here, and this I used the 5.5mm. But in all fairness, the With Love is a thicker yarn, so it's going to come out a little bit bigger anyhow with the stitches, but it's a considerable difference in size. But I want to tell you what, with those same exact needles, I found working with this yarn better for my tension and everything. So I think my theory was correct on that, and I had it backed up by a couple people too. Thank you, Terry and Cheryl. So my hypothesis was that knitting with the same type of needles with different yarn will give you different results, especially I think at my inexperienced level. Now this was my first step into using double pointed needles. I was not so great at it. I ended up quitting at a certain point and just drew it closed like a drawstring with what I had left, because I just found it kind of frustrating. I'll probably need to try the magic loop method, but I don't want to give up on the double pointed needles. I feel like that's a skill I want to learn. When I did this hat, I didn't even have any double pointed needles, so I did the best I could with my 16-inch circulars, and then I just drew it closed, and it, you know, it works. But anyway, that's that. Now, speaking of needles, I've been on a hunt, and when I say I've been on a hunt, only on the internet, trying to find what type of interchangeable circulars that I want to purchase. And now that I've done my experiment here, I think it's going to be kind of like crochet hooks, in that you need to have different types for different yarns. And I'm just not sure about which good needles to invest in just yet, because I just don't have enough experience with any of them. So in the meantime, I needed more so that I could complete that Craftsy class that I had signed up for. So I went online, I went to Amazon, and I bought some very inexpensive double pointed needles that I have to say I'm very pleased with. This is a whole set of different sizes, and the ones that I used were smooth as silk. They were very nice. Now granted that they are the bamboo, so you do have a little drag on it, more so than you would on, say, some nickel plated ones. But that's fine for me, especially at this stage in the game. And then I bought a whole set of 16-inch circulars, because you know me and my hats. I'm going to try, and I have another, a pretty good, well, not a pretty good selection. I have probably about 5 more sets of circular needles that I had gotten from the little lady, which will do me fine, I think, right now. So I haven't even opened these up yet, but I will from this class. So I'll let you know. Now here's another experiment that I've been up to. This is some cotton yarn. It's peaches and cream, not sugar and cream. I got it from Walmart, and I paid full price for it, which I rarely pay full price for yarn, but it was about $7 for a big old cone. And I forgot to bring the label out to tell you the colorway, so I'll insert it in the bottom here. But what I'm using this for is a little top, a little mesh top. And I don't know if I'm going to like this thing or not, but I'm going to give it a try anyway. But so far I've gotten this much going. It's supposed to have short sleeves. My gauge, I did do a gauge swatch on this, and my gauge was right on the money. Might have been just a little bit over, but I figured that would be okay because cotton is going to shrink, and I am going to put it in the washer and the dryer because I like the way cotton softens up when you do that. So we'll see. But here's a picture of what it's supposed to look like. So I want to make a short sleeve version of it. And right now it looks like it's got cap sleeves, but it's not supposed to. So I have no idea how this is going to turn out. But I'm having fun with it anyway. So a simple crochet. If you could make a granny square, you could make this. There were some pattern questions about under the arm where you join it right there, but I worked it out okay. It looks the exact same on either side. I guess that's the most important part. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. So I'm in the throes of deciding what my next couple of projects are going to be, because Thursday I leave for my girls' trip, and which means I may or may not have a video next week. It just depends on what I come home to when you leave the boys by themselves. So yeah, you know, these are my very, very good friends. We do this annually. I need a project that is not too difficult. One that, because we're just going to be chatting, and you know, I'll be making mistakes if I have to concentrate too much. So I don't know exactly what I want to take with me, but I don't want to cart a whole lot, so it'll be probably, you know, I'm thinking a sock yarn hat might be a really good choice. Maybe I'll get brave and try it on the knitting needles. Not sure about that. Regardless, I want to take something that's going to take a little bit more time. Last time I took a whole bunch of scrap yarn and just made a bunch of basic beanies, and then when I got home I kind of decorated them up with chain stitch on the outside, or you know, various things like that, and worked on my stash. Well, that's fine, you know, we are driving, so it's not that like you have to pack an extra suitcase to carry all that stuff. I just was trying to pack a little lighter this time. So I guess that's all. So hopefully I'll see you next week. Bye. We had a huge storm last night, and I am amazed that these flowers are still on this tree.